Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Here I'm going to present a demo of my app Creatures of Habits. The base premise of this app is just to be a glorified habit tracking app for you. Typical to normal habit tracking, you create a habit, you set a specific time that you want it to be completed. You can set reminders, and then you complete those habits as you go throughout your day. The spin on my app is adding RPG elements to gamify the whole situation. So this would, the purpose for it is to entice people to come back and progress their character, gives them more incentive to do their habits because they then level up, earn rewards eventually, and are able to complete quests and level up even further their character with completing those quests and completing the habits. That's just to give it, like I said, some gamification to make it a little more fun to actually go through and level up your own daily lifestyle as well as level up your creature that you created throughout this app. So first things first, I'm just going to do a quick overview of the marketing pages, and that's everything that you'll see before you're able to create an account, or just in case you're just curious about the app. These are the pages that you'll see, and you can get a little bit more information about the app. The home page is just to give you a quick overview of everything. Each specific page has a little bit more detail, so I won't go over these right here. But there's a couple sections that shows the key features, the simple process of how the app works, and I have a section for user testimonials. But the user testimonials, I will say, are fake because this app is still in beta right now. So these are just examples of what the user testimonials will look like when I start ingesting them from actual real users and then displaying those reviews on the front of the website. And the footer is just another footnote, pretty much to get you going, so get you logged in or get you signed up. Before we sign up, I'm going to go through the other pages. We'll go through waitlist last, but we'll start from right to left. FAQ is empty because nobody's asked me any frequent questions just yet. Brand new app, so this will be updated eventually. Now we go to how it works. This is a little bit more detail in terms of how the app works in terms of its functionality with the gamification of everything. So you have a little bit of explanation about your habits and experiences, the levels and progression. Quick start right here just to tell you how to get going pretty quickly with this web app. The character and creature system, a little bit of detail about that. I have pro tips in each of these areas to try to give some hints on how you should move about leveling up and completing certain things. A little information about the quest system and how the bonuses are assessed. And here are the levels of habits. So you can make your habit easy, medium, or hard. And based on the level of difficulty that you label it, it will give you that corresponding experience point. Now, there's some tips and strategies here. Again, just a few footnotes of what you can do to make your experience with this web app better. Now we'll go to features. Same situation kind of as how it works, but just giving a more detailed overview of the full features of this app. So we have habit tracking, character creation, I already spoke on those. XP and progression, spoke on that. Epic quests, so the quest system, spoke on that. Streak system, this is a newer feature that is not yet implemented in the beta, but that's a updated feature that I will be releasing as I do more work on this project to get it to its full version 1 state. And then multi-platform access. Right now, it's just a web app. I am in the process of making a desktop app. I have to get my builds correct, but there's just some nuances when it comes to creating builds for both Mac and Windows, and I just need to make sure I'm doing it properly so that when people want to go download it, it's not being marked as either suspicious or not verified. I have to get these things verified, and I have to get some signatures, some e-signatures for these specific apps between the two platforms, operating system platforms. So just go further down, some advanced features, and then here we have our coming soon section. And this is just more features that I plan on releasing down the line. Now, if you're not interested in messing around with the beta, but you're still interested in checking out the app when it's fully released, you're welcome to join the waitlist. Here, you can just add your email. You'll get any updates in terms of news for the app and the progress that I'm making, as well as an email stating that the app is fully launched, and it'll show a download link for you to go ahead and download the full version 1 of it. I can show you exactly how signing up will be. Let's use an old email of mine. I successfully joined. It should take me to a landing page about the users joined the waitlist. It's very fresh right now. I cleared that database table. So the only user that has currently joined is the one I just added. And then we have a quick what's next, so you can get a quick idea of what's coming up before getting those notifications. So go back to learn more about the app, and let's go to the home page, and let's go ahead and sign up. So we'll use email. My username is going to be Ricky James, and I'll make a quick, easy and simple password. There's an age limit of 13, so you have to be above 13 to play this web app. Let's do Ricky James for my character, or my creature's name as well. We're going to make a orc brawler, because Rick James was wild and loved to throw hands when he was in his mood. All right, jokes aside, you can go ahead and allocate your stats that you are given here. You're giving an extra 15 stats to allocate. You can't go over 15 per attribute, per skill. That way you're not overly weighting one thing over the other. However, if you wanted to reduce some of your stats to then make some of these a little higher, now you have this situation. You have 2 lower ends, but then you have high strength, constitution, dexterity, and intelligence. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that because you don't need charisma or wisdom to throw hands. So let's go ahead and pick my background. I'm going to go to City Survivor, as this has not much effect on the character's progression. This gives you just a little bit of a stat boost with your lore, but that's about it. Just a little background story to kind of make this interesting and a little bit more connected. So we'll go ahead and create that account. We'll see the account is successfully created here. Now we need to verify the email. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video while I pull up my email, and then we can restart right there. All right, so here's the verification email that you'll get. Simple enough, and I'll have my logo, and then I'll have just some basic information about verifying the email. You can either click this CTA or copy and paste this URL into your browser. We'll click the CTA, open up a new page and tell you you're verified. You can go straight to the dashboard. I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out because the previous page that I had also refreshes and gets me logged in. So now you can see that up here is an updated an updated navigation for logged in users. So you can go to your habit dash, your character dash, and the daily quest dash, as well as your settings. Again, we're going to start right to left to explain exactly what's going on within each of these landing pages or dashboards. Right here, the settings, you're able to go ahead and update your password, as well as set your notification settings. We can go ahead and enable email and go ahead and enable push notifications. Push notifications will only work within the desktop app. And again, that's still being built out right now, as well as it will work in the mobile app once that is built. But the mobile app is a completely different beast to work with, because you have to work with the native components and try to scale certain things if need be to make sure that everything looks nice and neat on the mobile device and mobile app. It doesn't look messy as if it wasn't adapted to be a mobile app as well. But we'll go ahead and save these notification settings because we'll test out notifications here in a bit. quest system here, you'll get a quest every single day to go ahead and complete. You'll have the name of the quest that you get, as well as kind of the description and the difficulty of it. Here's where your skill stats will come into play. So we can go through a quest here. And as you can see, it's Dungeons and Dragons style quest, to where you have to answer a question, either A or B. And depending on the answer that you choose, if it's correct, we look at the type of question it is and compare your stats to confirm if that correct answer check passes. This is where your intelligence comes in, and you can see your success rate here. If you get the right answer, if you choose the right answer, you're a 90% chance of succeeding based on my intelligence level. So we'll decipher that. We'll run through these. Okay. Let's I have good constitution. Let's go ahead and hold my breath. An old hermit offers you advice. How do you respond? I'm not listening to no hermits. Let's go through that. A narrow ledge is the only way forward. What do you do? Carefully bounce across, find another route. Dexterity. Dexterity is a little low. As you can see, the success rate dropped a little bit here, so I'm going to go ahead and find another route for now. And then last question, a rope bridge starts to collapse as you cross. What's your move? 13 is strength for my highest strength allocation there. Pull myself up. Raw strength power. All right. As you can see, I only got 2 correct here. That's unfortunate. I need 3 to get 1 stat point boost and 150 experience points. And if I got all 5, I would get 2 stat boost points with some additional experience on top of that. But an extra 50 experience, always good to have something. Let me go back to the stat allocations, your character's dashboard. You can see all of your character stats here. Health is determined by your constitution and your character level, as well as you'll get a little bit from your racial bonuses here. One thing I will note, and that's good to notice on demos, as you can see, I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the video when I did my stat allocation, there was much different stat allocation that I've done here. And the wisdom and charisma is not, it should be 8. It should not be 10. And that is something that I will address in a bug fix. So there's a bug that we just found out during this demo. And that's why we do demos, and that's why we release betas. So that's something to note, and I will bring that back up. I will fix that later on. But we can move forward. And let's go ahead and create a new habit. The core of this whole specific application is to create these habits so you can do them in your real life and actually feel like you're leveling up your life. So we'll just call this habit 1. And pause this really quick. Sorry, I had to sneeze, so I had to pause it really quick. So category, I'll go ahead and choose productivity, and we'll do 1 of each just to see how they all pan out. Today's Tuesday, so we'll do a custom habit Tuesday, and then we'll do Friday. Make this hard. I like this habit. And let's indicate this is habit 1. Create this habit here. And I'm going to go ahead and create 2 more really quickly. All right, we have 3 habits here. You can see all of your habits listed on this habits dashboard, as well as your main dashboard. But on your main dashboard, you're only going to have a limit of 6 displaying until you get an additional CTA showing at the bottom to view the rest of your habits. That way we don't clutter your main dashboard. Let's go back to the habit dashboard and let's set a reminder for the daily habit. We'll set a time. Right now it is 9:20, so let's go just 9:21, just so we can see this happen. So while that is going through and we're waiting for that habit reminder to fire off, we'll go ahead and complete this. Complete this habit here. We gained 40 experience because it was hard, and now we're on level 3. But now you can see that it's going to have a timer here showing the next time this habit is available. And this habit is going to be available Friday morning or Friday at 12 a.m. Now that it is 9:21, we can see, oh, we have time to complete our habit 3. Let me pull up my Gmail account as well to see if the push notification got sent there. All right, so upon checking, I realized that the email is not coming through. It's not getting through my spam either, but I'm going to go ahead and note that we won't be, I'm going to actually restart that part. All right, so come to find out that the email is not coming through to my actual email address. Currently, I don't see any errors coming up in my error tracking, so I just need to dive a little deeper in terms of what's going on with that email notification about completing a habit. However, we can still move forward and go ahead and clear this notification here and go ahead and complete this habit. So we have 2 bugs to fix. And that's one thing that somebody might typically not include those issues in demo videos, but that's something that everybody should understand when it comes to developing and coding, that nothing's perfect. There are going to be bugs no matter what you do. You can't build something and expect it to be bug-free ever. Definitely nothing that's going to be going into production. And I built this app solo for over a year. So there's, of course, going to be some bugs sprinkled in. But the whole idea is you want to avoid major breaking bugs. Now, these aren't breaking bugs. As you can see, the app works as it should, and nothing's giving any 505 errors and ruining the user's experience. It's just little few nuances that I have to work with when it comes to some of the third-party applications and libraries that I'm using to assist with some of these functions on this web application, which in the email notification instance, I am using Resend, which is a third-party library. So I have to figure out what's going on with that API and why it's not actually sending the email correctly when it did send correctly in test and locally. There might be an issue with production credentials. That's why it's not sending through. But we can fix that later. Other than that, that's the gist of everything. You can see the timers here for when you are set to complete your next habit. So this is going to be reset the next day. This is going to be reset next week. And again, this one's going to be reset on Friday since I set it to Friday. And that's pretty much the gist of the full application. Again, there's going to be a streak system added as well. And then later down the line, there's going to be some improved features that might include boss quests that will allow the users to actually gain more experience and more stat boost bonuses, as well as utilize some of these stats for the health that they have here. Because with the boss raids or the boss battles, you're going to go through the questions again. But if you get the question wrong, you're going to get some damage to your creature. But during the daily quest, there isn't necessarily a wrong answer, since by the end of the daily quest, a user gets a minimum of 50 extra experience points, and then a maximum of a couple stat boosts and more experience points if they get all 5 questions right. But yeah, that's about it here. And I will be including the link to this web application in the post that I push out for this. But I hope this demo was informational, and I hope this demo kind of showed you exactly how this app works and what the use case for this app is. And maybe somebody that uses this app or downloads it finds use for it themselves and actually helps them develop good habits on the day-to-day. Have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email with any feature request, any questions on how it works under the hood. I will be going into further detail in terms of the code of this app in our live presentation. But for now, this should serve as a quick example of what this app is and how long it took to get this type of application created It took about a year. So, and this was with some hard work and dedication throughout the entire year, solo project. So very proud of this, and hopefully you enjoy it.